How we all doing? If you like reseller content, toy content, diecast content, please like, subscribe, comment. That helps out quite a bit. So, went out today, got some stuff, broke it up into different shows, I suppose. So I grabbed a bag of random vehicles for $3, and I grabbed this individually priced vehicle for $2. So we are at $5 spent. So let's dig into this. All right, so first up, I don't usually buy individual toys, but I do look at them. And this one struck me as looking old, and it actually isn't, it's just a reproduction. But when you look at die casts, you want brand name. So for cars, that brand name is Kinsmart or Welly. Those tend to be the most valuable. And for farm equipment and vehicles, like construction vehicles, heavy equipment, the name is Ertl. Ertl's been around a long time. Tonka is not quite as desirable. Some of their stuff is. But Ertl's really taken over. They have a better, honestly, a better product. It's better metals, it's better materials, it's better detail. They took the reins at some point. Tonka's known for the big, durable trucks and their plastic, and they used to do die cast, but Ertl's the name. So I picked this up, $2, because it was striking. If you look at it side on here, there's this detail here, front radiator. It's got this like a crank, like an old school crank motor. So it's a reproduction of some early, post World War One tractor. Tractors were born from wartime. They were born from tanks. After the war, they're like, hey, this technology is pretty functional. We should do something with this. So this is like one of the original tractors. It's got treads versus the big honking tires. This one rolls good. It's got a hole. I don't know if it came with an attachment. I don't know what year it actually is. It's a reproduction of some things. So it's got like I guess this is how you turned them back in the day, which makes sense. Nothing actually turns when you do that. But it's a reproduction of a 1926 Caterpillar 2-ton 1/16th size. So I looked it up in the store quickly, and they were going for good money. I figured it would, but I'll get a price on this. 2-ton Caterpillar Ertl 1/16th. We got 58 for sale. Some of them still in the package, and this is a cat product by Ertl. So Ertl teams up with John Deere and all the construction vehicles to make like accurate reproductions, accurate models. When you talk about toys and reselling, vehicles that represent actual occupations people have tend to be the best sellers. Sports cars and stuff are cool, but kids want to have vehicles that represent their parents. So if dad drives a tractor, dad drives a oil truck, dad drives a dump truck, they want those. They want to play with those and pretend that they're daddy. That's just how kids are. So that's why I grabbed this. I figured it had to have value on a collector standpoint, because it's a nice piece. People that collect vintage farm stuff, it's cool. And if who knows, maybe somebody's grandpa had this. Tractors are absolutely indestructible. I mean, they sit out in weather all year sometimes for decades and decades. Infinitely repairable. These could be around. I don't know. I don't know enough about farms, but I know enough that this was going to sell. So this is similar to, but it's a Holt versus what we have. It just says 2-ton. A lot of these are in the box, but that's not a biggie. We got one here out of the box. They want more than the boxed ones. That doesn't make sense. So the prices were all over the place, but nobody was asking for less than $10. So I got it for 2. I figured at worst I'd probably get 12. So after shipping, I would profit 7. So let's just go look at the sold and see what we have here. 17 sold, and these are primarily in the box. This one is outside. 35. That seems odd, but okay. Because the ones in the box are going for less. So we go over this occasionally, but I don't know why y'all are here and what you've seen. But when you look at pricing, asking price, what things are being sold as, doesn't matter quite as much as sold. Sold listing is what people have legitimately paid for this item. That is your price. And you can go a little above it or a little below it. When you're looking at pricing, ignore anything with bids other than the fact that there were bids. If you see something that sold for $5 with one bid, that doesn't mean it's worth $5. That means somebody put up an item, nobody bid on it, somebody got them up for $5, they lost money, and it has really no effect on the value. 11 bids, that's a little different. There could have been two people going back and forth, but that's usually going to be the lowest number. So we got like 29, we got 35, we got, again, a bid, but 39, 35, 18, which I think makes more sense. And I got it for 2, so I want to move it. I don't want to give it away, but I don't want to own it forever either. So with that in mind, our price, we're looking at 18 right now. And we're going to see if we can edge that up a little bit. We want to keep it within a perception of value. When you start going over 20, you will notice that people aren't as apt to buy things. 20 with shipping, you're generally okay. But then when you start creeping into like 25s, it changes. That's a good meal. That's not a small amount of money for some people. And when we talk about pricing, there's what you can get for stuff. You have to understand that there's not a guy that's out there that's like, this is the only thing on earth he will buy. I only care about this tractor and I will purchase it at any price. People that collect have a list. They're looking to complete sets. They're looking for certain things. So if yours is 25, but another item on their list is 20, and they're just looking to spend a little money and add to their collection, but they might grab that 20. So and it's the toughest part of reselling is figuring out that price point of like, am I going to hold on to this long term? Am I going to move it quickly and for less money? And kind of finding a balance that works for you, given your need for income and given your space. If you hold things, you gain more things. And if you have limited space to store things, that becomes a problem. But anyways, so I'm thinking 18. This one, 32. These are in boxes. I'm going to ignore them. Other than mine outside of the box cannot possibly sell for more than the ones in box, generally speaking. So we got a 35, and these are all going up. I just want to see if there's any like oddballs. Only 56. We'll go by price lowest first. Yeah, I mean, so how I feel about this is that there are people that want to buy these more than likely, but they're being priced out. I'm going to do 20. 20 is absolutely fair. It's well below everybody else, but I'm more apt to move it. Yeah, actually, it's kind of heavy. Probably like that. I'm more apt to move it quickly because somebody might just have it on their list of stuff they want. So off to a decent start here. And then we got this bag. The bag was ripped, but I don't think anybody took anything out of it. And it didn't really matter. So being as the bag was ripped, I pulled this one out, checked the bottom. It's a Kinsmart. This will pay for the bag. It's $3 for the bag. Any Kinsmarts, basically, of this size will sell between 8 and 10. They're never really worth a lot. And, of course, there's the risk that they don't work, which this one does. Oh, okay. I was about to say, that was pretty weak, but... Yeah, so we got this car. We'll just unpack this real quick. Lamborghini Huracan. I don't know anything. I know nothing about cars. Absolutely nothing. I drive a Prius. Doors open. Sometimes the trunk's open, sometimes not. Kinsmart's a utilitarian name. They make good reproductions. They have a lot of licensing. They're not the nicest thing ever, but they consistently sell. And they're in that niche where, they look nice for a collector. They're durable enough for a kid. All right, then we got this thing. VW Funny Beetles. I have bought and sold a lot of these. I don't know where they came from exactly. They just come up all the time. Wheelhouse of Gifts, Bristol, New Hampshire, $4. I don't even know what that place is. And I used to work in Bristol, and I used to do reselling in Bristol. I worked traveling sales, and a dude bought a pawn shop, not by this name, and didn't understand any aspect of it. And I went in and more or less cleaned him out of everything of value, and then it was gone because he didn't know what he was doing. So this is Speedway is the brand. You got opens up. I don't remember if that's supposed to be stiff or not. These kind of seem floppy. I'm pretty sure I have one of these. I've sold so many of this. Yeah, it's not great action, but so again, that's like an 8 to 10. Get into that in a second. This is still in a box. It feels really terrible though. Greenbrier International. That is the dollar store brand. This is absolutely valueless. I'll let my kids play with that for a bit. This looks Ninja Turtles-esque, which is cool because this has got to be a Ninja Turtles thing. Like the armband here, the garbage can, that's like they're repurposing Ninja Turtle stuff. I have a lot of Ninja Turtles. I did 2 videos on a lot I bought not long ago. This is new Ninja Turtles, 2023. So I'm not going to have the accompanying figure. Also, it looks like I'm missing something. There's like another one of these. This, I'm guessing, something on the outside wheel. I'm guessing maybe this was a side-by-side thing, and there's another trash can, or maybe even 2, and you'd have the rider and the other 3 tires. We'll figure it out. It's going to have some value, more than likely. Not a lot. And then we got some Hot Wheels. So Hot Wheels and Matchbox, I sell 5 for $9, and they don't really sell. Like, very rarely. I have to have basically something that I lead off on to sell that lot. Like a really old thing, a really nice or unique piece, and then I'll throw 4 others in. Don't really make a lot on them. I don't even bother listing them half the time. So this is a 2017. It's gonna have no value. And time tracker 20. This isn't even diecast. 2012. Yeah, this is plastic. Well, whatever. So I just throw them in a box, and then if I sell a bag, I'll list a bag just to kind of keep the inventory roughly the same. And then Maisto Tonka year 2000. This might be from a show, like something that came from like Cars, where they had a lot of vehicles that were people. I don't know what came out in 2000, but we'll look into that. All right, we'll just dig into these individually then. All right, so back to this one. So it's the Kinsmart Lamborghini Huracan. It works. Doors open. It's in good shape. So with these die-casts, the thing you have to look for are my mirrors here. That's a weak point, and obviously spoilers. These are things that are bound to break with heavy play. You can still sell them. You just got to be upfront about it. You're going to lose a few bucks on the transaction over everybody else. And when you go to ship, you got to be mindful of stuff like this. Even just taking a single, I have a working pile of cardboard here. So to ship this, I would just take like this much of the cardboard, cut it off, wrap it around there, take a piece of plastic, so the tape doesn't stick to the actual vehicle, and then you could wrap it up, and you're really just wrapping the tape to the vehicle, or the plastic rather, and then they could just cut it off or pull it off. And that'll just protect that a little bit in transit. You know, I use bubble mailers too, but you don't know. All right, so let's look at what we can get for this. We got one of them right here. They want 9. That's 9 with 11 watchers. So that means if I put this for 8, I will almost be guaranteed to sell it this week. I'm not going to look at sold listings. That's just how it is. So, these always hold value. Cars will never not be cool. They're very easy to ship. They're very easy to store. All right, let's go to the bug one. So we'll put funny beetles. I'm not going to look at my phone. I'm just going to assume I probably still have at least one of these because I just kind of always seem to have one of these. Beetles. Funny beetles. And here's mine. Of course, I'm the second listing for funny beetles. That's why I use my background, as I can always tell what my listings are. So, that's me, Hammersmith Gaming. $9 free shipping. So, why this is important is I know I have at least one in stock. So I'm just going to change the listing to be, one more, because this is no different. If it was damaged, I couldn't use the same listing, but I know I bought this for sub $1 because it was in that bag. That one, I don't ever buy these individually, so that was also in a bag. So I can lower this to 8. I'm more likely to sell both of them if they're 8. So easy peasy. I don't even have to do another listing. That's another one. So we got this Ninja Turtles bike. 2023 it said, so punched in TMNT Motorcycle 2023. And we'll see where it pops up. Just this red one. Got a different one with some pizza. Well, these for sale with the new toy, so obviously a lot of them are going to be in the package. So I'm unlikely to get more than a couple bucks for it. We're going to be at 8, if at anything. This is weird. How it's not even coming up. Oh, here we go. So, in the box, somebody would like $72 for this. Nice. Alright, so what did it come with? Look at that real quick. So it is you could figure it's a Raphael because you had the red sash. So it comes with Sai, nunchucks, a Raphael with a helmet. And I was wondering what the action was here. Okay, so we see from here. Okay, that's what the thing is. So it could either be a dedicated sidecar, like that, or it could be like a chariot and be like that. Alright. Still feels like it's missing something, but it's not because it doesn't come with anything else. Like this hub thing on the side here, it doesn't do anything in the pictures unless I'm missing. Oh, you put the nunchucks in it and they swing around. Yeah, so that is very much like a chariot where they weaponized the wheels so you couldn't approach them or get onto a chariot when it was moving. Nunchucks probably wouldn't be my first pick, but hey, whatever. Yeah, so this guy wants $72 for this. It just came out. Like, I don't understand where he's getting off with that. If you get that, more power to you. Odds there's only one, so we're going to search by the name. Mutant Mayhem. Sidecar RAF. Battle Cycle. We'll just go Battle Cycle. TMNT Battle. I can't believe only one person has this. And sure enough, we're getting actual listings now. So we got the RAF that goes to it. And he's $10. Then we got Raph with the cycle, and they want 19. Then we got just the cycle for 19. Then we have just the cycle for 22. So, not much of this makes sense. Everybody's just kind of throwing prices out there. Did anybody buy this? So, 78 listings on Battle Cycle. Not dependent on a year or anything. So, bids we ignore. See, somebody lost money. $6.50 free shipping, 5 bids. They just paid money to give this to somebody. But you look at their reviews, 25 reviews. They're new to this, 90% satisfaction rate. So that's not good. So they're just trying to move the needle. This had 13 bids for $8. Again, probably lost money. Yeah. So we got one with Michelangelo on it. I mean, that's odd because there's not different turtle ones, right? I don't know. Whatever. This is a different cycle entirely. It's gonna be like April's because that's the camera. News, yeah. April like oscillates through the series as being useless to useful to like on par with the turtles. I don't know what iteration she's currently at. Yeah, so the cycle itself, nobody's buying them, but everybody's asking too much money. I'm just gonna do... Alright, so what I'm thinking about is how much of a pain is it going to be worth to wrap this up. We're going to do $9. I'm going to have to secure these handlebars so they don't break, because that's definitely a weak point. This should be fine. I would probably move it alongside, and then I'll just tape this whole thing. It's going to end up being, it's pretty light. But I think $9 is reasonable. I think people grab it, because you can throw any turtle on here. It doesn't have to be that one. So it'd be a fun little thing for somebody. So we're at that, and I think we just got one left. So we got this little guy left. So this is a Maisto 2000 Tonka Hasbro. So there's 3 manufacturers on this. I don't know why. It's a Diecast. I'm guessing it went to a show. So let's dig into that. 767 listings, and this is definitely the product. Due to the hat, Little Chuck. I don't know what the product is here. Few different guys. Little Chuck and Friends. Okay, so that was just a show. And these are not... People aren't even asking money for these, so this isn't going to sell individually. I would need several of them. So just to check, $7.67 for sale. If I'm seeing $6, I'm not even going to waste my time. 38 sold. Yeah, people are giving these away just to get the listing. But it ain't going to move. So it goes in my Diecast bin. Whatever. I could pair it with Maisto stuff. I can pair it with other cars. Now, I don't know if this show is still on. I kind of suspect it isn't. Actually, we'll just look it up. Little Chuck. I'm just kind of curious. So, Adventures of Chuck and Friends is the show. 2 seasons. 2010 to 2012. That's weird. They made the toys significantly before it was a thing. It must have been shorts on something, possibly. So, you know, I talk about this frequently because it comes up with toy reselling as shows can't exist past the point where their toys have been manufactured. So the example I always use is Blaze and the Monster Machines. It was a Netflix show from 2014 to 2017. All the toys were made in 2014. I guess it wasn't successful, but it still exists. It's still on a bunch of streaming platforms. So the fan base continues to expand, but the supply of toys has not moved in a decade. So the value on these toys is starting to creep up. So I can get $10 for one of these on that. And that's going to keep going up. I grab them anytime I see them because there will not be any more. They're not going to make more episodes of it. They're not going to release toys because a show on a streaming platform is popular. And over time, the toys get thrown out, they get broken, but the fan base increases. This show, I kind of feel it's not on the air, even though it's almost from the same time period, because the toys are going for not any money. That tells me nobody cares. Nobody cares to find the toy. It might be a nostalgia thing, but it's not like Blaze. It's not like Vampirina. It's not like all these shows that have come and gone, and people still want to get the toys for them. But either way, spent $5.23 profit. That is not bad at all. I'll take that. So if you like reselling stuff, you like toys, Diecast, Tonka, if you're a fan of the Little Chuck and Friends show and you want to yell at me about it, that's cool. Like, subscribe, comment below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.